Welcome back to Unlockable Content. Wolfman at the movies time, and I have some friends with me here.
God!
Because we went to see the movies together.
That! Leave me alone!
So this time
I was kidnapped for my channel. The one video I need.
we're working on watching more anime, okay? But in the meantime, we went to the movies and we saw animation. We saw two movies from 2018, so this is still a 2018 review, technically. We saw Wreck-It Ralph Breaks the Internet and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. So we saw Wreck-It Ralph first, and so we'll start with that one. Start with what you guys thought of Wreck-It Ralph.
I know. Well, they didn't put Skrillex in there this time. I don't.
Was Skrillex in the first one?
Yeah, Skrillex was in the first one. He played, or they played the music for the Cybug game, or the Cybug.
Oh, right.
But he was also like an animated individual, like the
Oh, I remember hearing about that. Yes.
In the house party that Ralph somewhat broke into, but I don't think he made a cameo. No, because the only cameo they made in this one, for those who, spoiler alert for those who haven't seen it.
At this point, you've seen it. At this point, I think we're free of spoiler territory.
Because Disney owns Marvel, and they threw like the Disney princesses in there. But to get to Disney World, they had to go through the Marvel section of Disney World. They had a Stan Lee animated cameo in there.
Yeah, he was. I like how all the avatars look like pop vinyls. It looked like a Stan Lee
they all look
vinyl.
like pop vinyls.
And
But
there was another cameo with the ant from Big Hero 6.
Oh yeah, the aunt from Big Hero 6, and also him, the robot from Big Hero 6 as well.
Baymax.
Yeah, Baymax, thank you. Baymax was there as well. Well, there's cameos all around.
This was very much a Disney who's who movie.
They gave Sonic a little bit more dialogue and show than the previous movie, and they threw a lot of other cameos in there as well.
It's kind of a subtle nod to the old Sonic cartoons, where with Sonic says he's just nothing but like exposition and knowledge.
Pretty much. There was a lot of also product placement. Like, you can tell who bought what they wanted, because they had Google, YouTube, and then a giant digital building for Amazon.
You gotta have your internet themes. All right, so what do you say?
What?
Not Big Hero 6. We know you like Big Hero 6. Wreck-It Ralph. Things to say about Wreck-It Ralph.
Could have been better.
You think?
I was kind of... I don't want to spoil it too much.
Well, we already said
this was a 2018. This was...
okay, fine.
You've seen it by now.
Fine.
We're the late ones.
Fine, fair enough. In the movie, when Ralph and Vanellope finally got to eBay to buy the one part for Vanellope's game, I really wanted to be shown that the owner of the arcade was trying to buy it.
We were joking around in the theater. We thought it would be funny if Ralph and Vanellope were trying to buy the piece while Mr. Whitlack was trying to buy the piece, and they were outbidding each other. It's we thought that would have been a really funny element, and they didn't go that way. But that would have been interesting drama. But no, there were elements of it that could have been better. I agree with Jess that it suffered. I pay attention to these kind of things as the movie guy. I kind of look out for this. It definitely suffered from sequelitis a little bit.
Yeah.
And it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. This definitely did feel like a progression, which a good sequel should. But it was the whole Ralph virus and then the bug virus from the first game. From the first movie and this.
It was a different story, but same progression of telling it. Problem arises, Ralph wants to fix it. Virus happens.
Yeah.
Resolution of the virus. Resolution of problem. And it's and both times both viruses were caused by Ralph.
Yeah, like I said, it's a little bit of sequelitis, but it also did feel like the next logical step, I guess you could say, going from the arcade to the internet. So it did feel like a progression in the story. And I did feel like there was character growth and moving forward, which, again, a good sequel should. It just, the movie flowed well, so unless you were really looking for those mirror between the first and second movie, maybe they wouldn't go as noticed. I mean, how did you feel about that?
They weren't really like, yeah, they went the same route with the viruses, but, like, the first one wasn't really caused by Ralph. It was more so their main villain.
No. It was caused by Ralph because he went into the other game and brought the Cybug.
Fair enough, but they still had. But my main thing is they had like an actual villain in the first one.
Oh yeah, that is true. They
Turbo,
didn't really have like a main villain in this one.
No, well and that leads into something that Disney's been doing a lot. Disney and Pixar both. They have this growing trend of non-villains and its themes.
Yeah.
There is no singular bad guy. It's overcoming emotion or some kind of personal adversity. Which, I mean, that's a great message for kids, but there's also just something very classic about like the Disney villain. And so we've gotten away from that.
Yeah, but that's kind of how with villain stuff for Pixar and Disney, they've been kind of like, let's focus on like the theme of the story and not like the antagonist.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think it was a pretty good movie. I liked it. It was funny.
Yeah.
It was somewhat self-aware.
Yeah, that was almost the saving grace for it.
And they played jokes on themselves for it, like the Ralph rolling, the Ralph rolling, the play on like, hey, this scene wasn't in the trailer. Where is?
Yeah,
it was in the trailer. It wasn't in the movie, and they're like, oh, there you go. And then there was what else was there? Actually, one of my favorite scenes when the worm. When he's talking to the worm,
yeah.
Like, don't look at his younger brother. He's like
the virus,
and he's like, the tumor. It's not a tumor. Get out.
It was also a good commentary for us. It takes a moment for us as content creators to analyze ourselves and how involved the algorithm is and that searching for validation. Oh
yeah, that was.
It's like bittersweet for us because on the one hand, you don't want to be that person that's just fishing for validation and hoping you're going to like everybody's going to like you. But then at the same time, we have to network and we have to get ourselves out there and we have to say, please watch our videos.
Yeah.
So
that was weird because I remember you leaning over me in the theater when they're talking to like the
yes.
head, not YouTube, the like sub YouTube,
the Buzz YouTube or whatever.
BuzzTube or something.
Yes,
like that.
the
and you're
leader
like,
was yes.
I feel like we're being attacked.
Yeah.
Because it was kind of like they're like, oh wow, yeah.
This entity is holding our fate.
You realized that character represents the thing that controls our fate on YouTube. I'm like, yeah, the algorithm.
But overall, Ralph was very good.
Go into the comment section. Oh yeah, don't into the comment section.
I still haven't even checked.
So it was like, what, 8 out of 10?
I would give Ralph an 8 out of 10. It was definitely enjoyable. I was definitely glad I saw it in theaters. So if you're still on that fence for some reason, you haven't seen it, and you want to see Ralph, and you're not sure, like, let this be your last push. See Ralph in theaters. It's worth it.
Yeah, Ralph Breaks the Internet.
Ralph Breaks the Internet.
And now, Into the Spider-Verse.
Let's talk about going into good movies. Wow.
It wasn't just a comic book movie, it was a comic book movie.
It's almost like they took a cue from Deadpool for it. They had, like, things didn't happen until very clear-cut moments within the story. Like, again, it's been long enough. You've seen it by now if you want to, so we're not going to worry too much about spoilers. But it's like they waited. They didn't, like, start bringing out that really comic booky stuff until after he was bitten. So it's like they were aware of the fact that it's like we have to slow down and wait to make him full Spider-Man make this a full Spider-Man comic book movie until he becomes Spider-Man.
It was really neat. I really like the idea that they made, like, all the transitions were basically comic book panel slides. But at the same time, it was also kind of annoying. Because, you know, old comic books had, like, this dotted, like,
the pop style.
Yeah, it was, like, the little dots, black dots. And they added that in there a little bit. And the way it messed with the perspective. So anything in view, like the character, it was focused on, and everything in the background when it was.
Look, you need 3D glasses.
It was blurred out, but the way it was blurred out, it was like when you're not wearing 3D glasses.
As someone that wears glasses, that was a little hard to look at sometimes.
The only other issue I had with it was they kind of overdid the. Let's start this over again, like, for all the different origins.
I'm gonna, like, I hear what you're saying. I can see where that would become an issue.
The first half of it was kind of overplayed. The second half was better, because the first half of it was literally, like, the first 3 Spider-Mans. They had this 3 same storylines, except for one was Peter B. Parker.
But if you notice, they kept rushing through them faster and faster. So the movie was aware of the fact that it's like, this is going to be repetitive.
It's like, we're going to do this one more time.
We have to poke fun at it, though. Yeah. And like all of the different variations of Spider-Man and Peter Parker, it was Peter Porker. I actually didn't realize that was an actual canon thing. That was ridiculous.
Spider-Pig.
And then I knew Penny. That was it. Yeah, Penny Parker.
Penny Parker.
Yeah, I knew she was real.
The Mecha.
And then the inverse universe with Gwen Stacy. Everybody knows about Gwen Stacy. Spider Noir. I'll avoid this one as a spoiler, but the voice actor for that really caught me. I wasn't expecting it. That was funny. That was really
Spider Noir was like the spy World War II like detective Spider-Man, which was really cool. And the voice was like, oh, huh.
It sticks out like a black and white Spider-Man in a pop vinyl movie.
So what about you, Jess? What do you think about Spider-Verse? Good points, bad points.
It wasn't long enough.
You just want more.
Yes.
You were loving it.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
I'm a Spider-Man freaking fanatic. Leave me alone.
No, it actually. I feel like it leaving you wanting more was exactly like I think what it was going for.
I do hope for that with the thing the after credits scene and everything.
That was amazing. It was hilarious, and it was everything that I kept bugging you during the movie. I'm like, isn't this Spider-Man so and so? And you were like, no, it's somebody else, but we couldn't remember the name. And then they brought it in.
They said the name.
So I was like, oh, finally.
And it. Like, I hope they do use it as, like, a sequel thing. I mean, usually when they do stuff like that, especially if it's Marvel-based, that means there's going to be another one. They didn't do their usual thing, like, so-and-so return and...
Yeah, well, this was not a Disney Marvel. This was, I think, the last of, like, the Fox Marvel outputs.
Was it? It was still... I mean, it's still Marvel, though.
It's still Marvel now, but now Disney has bought out Marvel, Fox, so they own all of the entirety of Marvel. But I think this was in production prior to that full acquisition, so this was like one of the last Fox Marvel.
Yeah. Okay.
Because that's what the other Spider-Man movies were too. Yeah. They were part of that Marvel universe.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. They reference all the different movie scenes.
Yeah, it tied into all of the first 3, and including some of Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah,
too.
some of the Amazing Spider-Man was in there.
It was hilarious how they tied it all in together, and because there seems to be a lot of love and hate going on for those first run Spider-Man movies, and I don't know, maybe I'm in a minority, but I still really enjoy them. I mean, if for no other reason than the fact that they were kind of flagships for where we are now.
Yeah.
We don't talk about the Venom Spider-Man.
Oh, God, yeah.
We don't talk about it.
Even the movie said, we don't talk about that.
It doesn't happen.
Yeah. It's like, I also did a little dancing and even did a music number. But, so what would you give?
I mean, everybody all the voice acting was phenomenal in it. Everybody really felt their part. Nobody, outside of Spider Noir, which I found so funny that it actually like brought me back into it.
Yeah.
Like nobody's voice didn't seem to match the character. Like even I was surprised Liev Schreiber as Kingpin.
Oh yeah,
Like he did a fantastic job, and I love the way that they designed every design of Kingpin. This massive hulking guy.
Yeah.
It's like with comedic designs in the animation, and he's still somewhat intimidating.
Yeah.
So I mean, he was great. He did a great delivery for the character. All of the various Spider people were fantastic. Like I said, even Spider Noir's voice, which was so jarring, was hilarious to me and kept me engrossed in the story.
Yeah.
So it was I'd be as bold as to give Spider-Verse a full 10 out of 10. I loved it, and it was so great to see it in theaters.
I was very happy to watch it. I'm glad we went.
What do you say?
We're buying it.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
I think that's a unanimous 10 out of 10.
10.
So we'll wrap that one up. We'll move into 2019 movies for after this.
Oh yeah.
You might be my reviews alone. Might be more of all of us together. But either way, that's the last of the 2018 movies. Wreck-It Ralph, 8 out of 10. I think we all agree.
Yeah.
Spider-Verse, 10 out of 10. So that's it. Hope you enjoy. See you at the movies. Take care.